Just about every one of us has some of it in our medicine cabinets. We're talking about cough medicine. The Drug Enforcement Agency has been concerned about teenagers taking large amounts of cough syrup to get high. Robo tripping, they call it, and it's been a growing problem. In fact, today an FDA panel considered whether cough medicine should be much harder to buy. Here's Dr. Richard Besser.
They're all over YouTube. Videos that show teens engaging in what's called robo tripping or dexing.
Am I the alien?
Millions of teens are known to be abusing DXM, dextromethorphan, the active ingredient in many over-the-counter cough medicines.
We've got a generation of young people who are choosing to abuse medicines, and that's the issue that we've got to go after.
For some teens, it's a cheap way to get high. In large doses, the drug can cause hallucinations or the sensation of being drunk. But there can be real consequences. DXM can be a gateway to other drugs, can cause changes in vision, difficulty breathing, a fast heartbeat, and in rare instances, death. Last year, robotripping sent more than 8,000 people, mostly teens, to the emergency room. 21-year-old James Hunt has been using DXM to get high since he was 17.
Why didn't you consider it a drug?
You don't think about drugs being on the counter at Walmart, you know? Like, you can just walk in anywhere, like in any city in the country, and get drugs.
Still today, an FDA advisory committee voted to keep these cough medicines available without a prescription, in keeping with the industry group position. The industry says the key is to educate parents with ads like these.
Do my parents know? Yeah, right. I even get high in my room.
They have no clue.
The FDA must still decide whether to accept today's recommendation from their panel to keep these medicines non-prescription, but it's very likely that they will. Ultimately, it looks like it will come down to parents preventing cough medicine abuse, not the federal government.
So they will, at this point at least, not make them a prescription drug.
That's right.
I want to ask you about something else, because there is news today on a report you first gave us here and all of our viewers heard about with certain osteoporosis drugs like Fosamax and the relationship between unusual broken bones. Tell us what's new.
Well, as we reported, some people who've been on these drugs for many years have broken their thigh bones by doing as little as stepping off the curb. You know, have a look at these x-rays. It's serious. Those are real breaks. And following our reports, the FDA sent out notices to doctors around the country. Today, an expert panel reviewed all of the evidence, the most extensive review to date, and concluded that there is a link between using these drugs for long term and these unusual breaks in the femur. In fact, they found that 94% of people who had these unusual breaks had been on this drug for an extensive period of time. And so they said this needs to be taken seriously, and they issued recommendations.
What is the recommendation?
Well, there are several. You know, first, labeling has to change so that patients are aware of this risk. Mm-hmm. And second, doctors need to report better. There needs to be a reporting system so that they can learn from this. It's important people understand, though, that these drugs prevent far more fractures than they cause. There are things you can do, though. If you've been on these drugs for more than 5 years, talk to your doctor, see, do you still need to stay on them? And if you have pain in your thigh, that can be a warning sign that your leg could be about to break.
So 5 years and pain in the thigh, and you can find more details about Rich's original reporting on our website at abcnews.com/worldnews.